asked last week if everyone would please bring something to this service. Now, if you're like me, you probably forgot. That's okay. And if you weren't here last week, you may not know what I'm talking about. I'd like to do something after our fellowship time that I really feel that God's going to bless. And I am asking you personally, please be a part of this. I know I'm asking some of you to step out of your comfort zone, but I'm asking, please, this once, will you please do this? I asked last week, would you bring something? It can be a picture, something that's symbolic to you. It doesn't have to be for anybody else to see or know what you're talking about. But something that you're concerned about, you're worried about, you're scared of, that you're really having a hard time giving that to God. It's just a scary situation. Maybe it's finances, your job, someone's health. You might have brought a piece of paper and just written down the name of someone that you love and care about. You're just scared for them. If you didn't bring something, you're going to need something for this next song. So please, I've got on the front row here, and I've got at the back table just little pieces of paper, and I've got pens there too. Please, during this time of fellowship, if you didn't bring a picture or something for you to hold, I want us all to hold something. And I want us to do this as a church. I think God will bless it. Definitely, hopefully, bless it personally for each of us. But if we do it as a church, as one body of Christ, I think that God will be pleased with that. So please, during this time, we're going to have a little bit of a longer fellowship time just to make sure everyone has time to do this. Jot something down, please. And then just take it back with you to your seat, and I'm going to give you kind of some instruction, a little bit what we're going to do with those. But right now, we're going to have that time of fellowship. Greet those around you, but also, please, write something down. As most of you know, Alex and I, we have 2 children. We have a daughter and we have a son. Daughter is 4 years old, Madeline, and our son is 2. His name is Derek. Both of our children were born with a terminal disease called cystic fibrosis. I'm constantly learning new things about God, new things about myself through our kids. Try so hard, Alex and I tried so hard to do the best that we can as their parents, but to really depend on God, because we know we can't control any of this, and that He has a plan and He has a purpose. I was listening to this song, the one we're about to do, It Is Well, a few weeks ago, and God spoke this to me that we should do this for this service, and I just have not been able to stop thinking about it, so we're going to do it. There's a portion of this song that says, "So let go, my soul, and trust in you." I'll tell you what, a huge thing that I learned this year is we have struggles with their health, with CF, but our son Derek, he's had more struggles and more problems that have been really hard. And I had a spell where I was just mad. Have you been that way at all with God? You're just mad because you don't understand what's going on, but what's going on just seems cruel and it just seems mean. And I remember praying to God and being like, my 2-year-old son, and at this point he was only 18 months old. I was like, my 18-month-old son already has a terminal disease. Why did you give him this too? Why is he dealing with this? It's not fair. And I was so mad, so mad. And it got to the point I did not pray. I couldn't pray because I was so mad. But I was raised in church, and I knew that wasn't good. So I decided that even though I did not feel it, that every night when I would normally say my bedtime prayers, all I would say was, God, I don't like this and I don't understand, but I trust you. Now, I did not mean it at all, but I said it. And I felt like that was all that I could do, is just say it, even though I did. Because I always heard, fake it till you make it. I thought, maybe if I just keep saying it, eventually I'll believe it. And the strangest thing happened, like 2 weeks of doing that, it felt like at the beginning, it was almost like vinegar in my mouth. It was hard to have it come out of my mouth. But after 2 weeks, it was so easy and simple for me to say that. I was like, dear God, I do not understand this and I don't like it, but I trust you. And He really did make me believe that. And I learned through that you don't have to understand everything that God does. He doesn't ask us to understand. He asks us to trust Him. And if we trust even when we don't understand why we're trusting, if we trust, He gives us peace. I mean, it's incredible. And so I was thinking for today that you may be like I was then. I maybe have had 1% willing to trust. But God took that one little percent that I was willing to give, and He multiplied it. And I felt so much peace about it. And so I'm hoping what happens today, that if you have something in your heart, maybe you're mad, you're angry with God about something, if you'll just give Him that 1% today, I think He will bless you. I know He will. I know He will. Something else happened is that a lot of times I pray for God, please heal Madeline and Derek, because I know God can. He can do anything. Could you heal them of their CF? And a couple weeks ago, we're just into the 21 days of prayer and fasting. I was praying at night, and I felt God say this to me. I was praying, please, God, heal Madeline and Derek of their CF, and I was praying for a friend as well. And I felt God say, I do not have to heal them for them to be fine. And at first, I was kind of like, I don't know what that means. So I thought on that, meditated on it, and I really felt like God was just speaking and sharing this with me, that I'm putting God in a box. Like, for my prayer for Madeline and Derek is that they will live a long, healthy, happy life serving God. I say that, speak that over them every night, to the point where Madeline will come up to me and say, Mom, you're going to live a long, healthy, happy life serving God. And I'm like, well, thank you. But that's my desire and that's my prayer. But God can answer that without healing them of CF. That's the miracle. And that's what I realized, that I'm saying, God, for them to have this, you have to do this. You have to heal them of CF. And God says they can still have CF, and I can bless them and let it not affect their bodies, and them live a long, healthy, happy life. And then I'll get the honor and the praise for it. So I think maybe that could speak to someone today, that maybe you're wanting God to do something and you've boxed him in that he's not going to do it the way that you want it to. So if you just let go, he could do it in an even better way. And the last thing that I've learned, I've been praying for God to heal something in Derek. And I have always thought that when a miracle happens, it happens in like the blink of an eye. It's instantaneous. God did a miracle. And he can, and he has. But I was picturing that with Derek. I'd be praying, and I'm like, heal him. Heal right now. It's going to happen tomorrow morning. I'm going to wake up, and he's healed, and he wasn't. And what's happened, though, is I started praying for this issue when he was 18 months old. Now he's 2.5. And what has happened is God has healed him, but it has taken, like, almost a year for God to do it. And I realized that, again, I'm telling God what he has to do. If you heal him, it's going to happen like this in 1 second. And I feel that God has taught me that sometimes healing can take a long time, because Derek, what he was dealing with at 18 months, now at 2.5, he's healed of it. It's completely gone. But it happened so slowly that I kind of even didn't notice it. And so when I look back and I'm like, God, you answered my prayer. And not in the way that I thought. Again, not in the way that I thought, but you answered it. So today, please sing this song with me. It's called It Is Well. It talks so much and says so much better what I've shared with you. But I'm hoping if you have anything today, I brought my picture, what I brought is my son and my daughter picture of them. Because I'm constantly having to remind myself that I'm not in control, and I give them to God. And that's hard. But I have to believe he's going to take better care of them than Alex or me. And there's a plan. There's a purpose. So I don't know what you've got in your hand. But let's just use that 1% of faith that we can muster up today. Give it to God. You may not even mean it, but if you believe just enough to raise it up and lift it to God when we get to a portion of this song, I know he will bless you. Please try it. So in a little bit, the praise team's going to come join me, and the whole stage, we've all brought stuff. People in the sound room have brought stuff. Let's just lift it up to God. Just give it to him. But please sing these words, mean these words. Grander earth has quaked before, moved by the sound of his voice. Seas that are shaken and stirred can be calmed and broken for my regard. And through it all, my eyes are on you. Through it all, it is well. And through it all, my eyes are on you, and it is well. even when my eyes can't see. And this mountain that's in front of me will be thrown into the midst of the sea. And through it all, my eyes are on you. Through it all, it is well. Through it all, my eyes are on you, and it is well. It is well. So let go, my soul, and trust in Him. The waves and winds still know His name. So let go, my soul, and trust in Him. The waves and winds still know His name. So let go, my soul, and trust in Him. The waves and wind still know His name. The waves through it all, my eyes are on you, and it is well with me.
God, help us to pray those words. God, not to understand them, not necessarily to like them, but Father, to trust you. God, if we were to look across this room right now, there are needs, there are concerns, there are problems and issues and hurts and pains, God, that none of us understand, that none of us like. But God, we can trust you with them. And you are faithful, and you've always been faithful. So help that be our prayer today, God. That it is well with my soul. Father, I don't get it, and I don't like it. But God, I trust you with it because of who you are. Father, during this time now, as we look at your word, help us just continue to have that in our mind. God, our life is yours. We trust you with it. And it is well with us. In your name we pray. Amen.